The Horse, by the River. Carlos Carrasquero. The river moved slowly through the valley, carrying the pale reflection of the morning sky across its quiet surface. Tall reeds bent softly in the wind, and the stones along the bank were warm beneath the growing sun. It was the sort of place where the world seemed to pause and breathe. Two boys wandered down the narrow path that curved toward the water. Mateo walked ahead, pushing branches aside with a stick he carried like a sword. Behind him followed Luis, who stopped often to throw pebbles into the grass or watch dragonflies hover above the reeds. Mateo suddenly stopped. "Look," he said softly. Standing near the riverbank was a horse. It was the most beautiful horse either of them had ever seen. Its coat shone pale silver in the sunlight, almost like water reflecting the sky. Its long mane drifted gently in the breeze, though the air had gone strangely still. Luis stepped closer, eyes wide. Where did it come from? Mateo shrugged, but he was already walking toward it. The horse did not move. It watched them with dark, calm eyes. When Mateo reached out his hand, the animal lowered its head slightly, allowing the boy to touch its neck. The coat felt cool. Not quite like hair, not quite like skin. Luis laughed softly and came beside him. "It likes you." He reached out too, placing his hand along the horse's side. The surface was smooth and strangely damp, but neither boy thought much of it. The horse stood quietly, breathing slow and steady. Mateo grinned. "I think I can ride it." Before Luis could answer, Mateo placed a foot against a stone and swung himself onto the horse's back. The animal did not protest. It remained perfectly still, as if it had been waiting for him. Luis rested both hands along the horse's flank and looked up. "You look like a knight?" Mateo laughed, but then the horse began to walk, slowly at first, toward the river. Luis tried to pull his hands away. They did not move. He frowned and tugged harder. "Mateo," the horse kept walking. "Mateo, I can't let go." Mateo leaned forward, trying to slide down from the horse's back, but his legs would not move. His fingers seemed buried in the horse's mane, as if the strands had wrapped around them. "What is this?" The horse stepped into the water. Cold ripples spread around its legs. Luis tried again to pull away, but his palms felt sealed to the horse's body. The surface beneath his hands had begun to change. The smooth silver coat was softening, breaking apart into wet strands that clung to his skin. "Mateo!" The water rose to the horse's belly. Mateo felt the creature beneath him shifting. The solid shape of its back was dissolving. His hands sank deeper into the mane, which was no longer hair but long threads of green algae sliding through his fingers. The horse kept walking. Its body began to lose its shape. Silver skin thinned into liquid and drifting plants. The boys felt themselves sinking as the creature beneath them softened into water and weeds. Luis screamed, but the sound broke apart in the cold air. The horse's head collapsed into a streaming mass of algae that slid across the surface of the river like floating grass. The boys could not move. Their arms and legs were wrapped in the dissolving body that dragged them downward. For a moment, the river rippled and churned. Then the surface grew calm again. Only the slow water remained, moving quietly through the valley as though nothing had ever been there at all.